maybe 15 minutes at a time, because children need to play.
Ms. Hampton, go ahead.
We can do that, just, the difference would be it's outside, so, after hours, you probably wouldn't be able to monitor
Right.
it as well.
Right.
But whatever you all's pleasure, just for the sake of time, we can cover item number 5 under other, staff reports at your 6 o'clock meeting. We just want to get consensus. If not, we're gonna add fencing to our to our list for CARES Act.
I would urge the council to consider if this was a playground for adults, adults are the ones transmitting the COVID mostly. And, that's why school systems all around us are going back to school, and playgrounds all around us are going back. And at some point, we're gonna have to trust the adults to do the right thing, put up signage, social distance. If the playground's crowded, maybe put up signage saying,
Minimum.
I mean, that's one of the things I read in the CDC. If the playground's crowded, don't go. If the playground doesn't have a ton of kids on it, then take your kids.
Are we talking about the basketball goals too?
Well,
No.
Can we come back with suggestions? I mean, can we table this and come back with suggestions and then revisit it?
Table it, yep.
We can, I guess, the only thing I would say, it's gonna be difficult with manpower to do something outside, since especially you're talking outdoor equipment, other than just to open it. So if you all need more time to think about it, we can come back in 2 weeks, because I see that there's not consensus. But I do think your best option outside of somebody like at Walmart or Kroger standing and counting
Right.
is to either open or put up barriers to restrict.
well, like I said, all the counties around, Pauling, Carroll, they all got their playgrounds open. Is
Douglas
anybody
County?
monitoring those?
We're the only county that
It's
doesn't have.
not
Counties
open.
are open or closed.
Open.
County's closed.
And
Well,
this-
I don't
the
want
school
to copy
system
the
has
counties
also
closed.
moved to
Counties
online.
closed.
Our school
County
system,
closed.
and our school system has moved to online as well, completely.
I know, and
Yeah,
and
other
they,
counties are open.
yeah, don't
I
get me
don't
started on that.
I think this is the same issues that we were just discussing with the Tiger Cubs, because
Right.
in that particular case, you're gonna have adult supervision there at all times. The kids aren't out there playing by themselves. I'd like to be able to say that we can trust people, but, as we all know, people will be people.
Right.
And the issue with this particular pandemic is not that you're taking the risk for yourself, it's that you're taking the risk for other people. You spread, the whole point of wearing the mask is not to protect you, it's to protect the people around you. So it's other people being irresponsible toward you that is where the danger lies. And so you don't have that much control over yourself. You could be, you can cover your mouth, and not get, contaminate the equipment in some way, but it's the person who just left before, who's there before you is the one who causes the problem. And, human nature is what it is. People are gonna crowd in,
And the numbers going up.
And the
Mom had an expression, she used to say, if everybody else is jumping over the cliff, do you wanna jump over it too?
The reason we have it, Mayor Pro Tem, in the same vein is because, again, it's use of your equipment. So whether
Right.
it's the playground or whether it's the football field in the stadium, it's still allowing use. We're not gonna monitor how the Tiger Cubs utilize
Right.
the field. We just ask them out of courtesy to provide a plan so you all will be comfortable with it.
And
It's
maybe we can
Providing
put up
fencing.
sanitizing stations and have some signage that says, social distance, play at your own risk.
And
all that kind of
providing
stuff.
fencing around the area. And at Hunter Park, is there an entrance that children can go to the playground from the inside? Or do they have to enter from the outside?
Currently, it's completely enclosed. We don't have a designed walkway to go from the building
Right.
out into the playground at this point.
Are they the ones sanitizing the playground equipment?
No, sir.
Okay.
Is what
Numbers
now?
going
What was
up.
that question?
Are we disinfecting the equipment?
Well, that's not taking place
They
anywhere
doing it.
else. I mean, we're on an island right now, folks. I mean, goodness gracious.
Do we need more time, Mr. Chairman, or how do you want to handle it?
Mr. Chairman,
I
you
don't
can-
know if we need more time, but if we need more time, we'll take more time.
Ms. Hampton,
But I'm just
I
one
agree with
voice.
Coach Watts. I'm nervous too. However, we are on an island. I think fencing would be appropriate. You have fencing at Hunter Park. We don't have fencing at Jesse Davis. That would at least minimize the amount of children that can be in one space at a time.
So this-
That's a start.
So the suggestion is to open the playground area but fence around them to limit the number of children. Is that the suggestion?
Well, that wouldn't necessarily limit, I mean, if there's fencing and there's an access point to it, then they're still gonna go into that area. Especially considering after hours, for example, with our altered hours at the facility, when you're looking at your weekend operations, if there's a barrier in place, then if that facility isn't open, they wouldn't be able to get to the playground at any time. So it would have to have that opening to the public before and after hours. So it wouldn't necessarily limit how many people could participate.
So are we talking about the basketball goals or only the kids?
What we're talking about, and correct me,
Specifically, are the playgrounds,
playground
we haven't
functions.
touched basketball goals, but
correct, we
if
haven't.
we
put
want to
those.
open those up, I mean, again, it's at you all's pleasure.
We good. Who gonna monitor it?
You know, and we monitor as best we can, but we don't monitor everything. So,
I can say from other agencies, that's the one that's kind of a hit or miss. Some agencies have the goals back up, some agencies don't.
We won't. I won't.
Hey guys,
You have majority for
if
the
I could, y'all,
playgrounds, Mr. Chairman, so you can go ahead.
ma'am?
You have majority for the playgrounds, so you can go ahead.
Ms. Miller wanted to say
Yes,
something,
ma'am.
Madam Mayor.
thanks. I just wanted to remind you guys how important mental health is too for these small kids. And now so many of them, they're not having that interaction with their school friends. They're not having that interaction with their baseball teammates. Unless the kids are on like Georgia Storm, which is a higher level of playing, then their sports have been canceled. And these kids are sitting inside. And that's just so unhealthy for them. And I understand that we're scared, but as parents, we're going to be scared with everything we do in life. And we can't hover completely. It seems like everyone who has come to speak to us, sorry, there's Nat, they've taken so many precautions and thought of everything that I think humanly possible as far as taking temperatures and writing down names and sending it in. Unless you've witnessed someone to go through mental troubles, just the thought of keeping these small kids inside with nothing to do is just heartbreaking, really. And I mean, really, even in basketball, how much touching is there really? It's a ball, it's back and forth. People need sunshine. They need to get outside and exercise their lungs. If not, then they're going to sit inside and be unhealthy. And then if they do get the virus, they're going to be less likely to be able to fight it because they've been sitting inside doing nothing. And so I just wanted to I'm in support of opening playgrounds and whatever.
So, Madam Mayor, you said before,
I said you have the majority to open up the playgrounds.
playgrounds, all right, Mr. Landrum, and any signage that you want to put up, just recommending, I mean, like we see everywhere with masks, parents and, things like that, wouldn't hurt.
Communications has been very
stations.
helpful in getting that signage that we currently have in some of our parks, so
Yeah.
we'll work with them to get additional signage for our parks.
Sanitizing stations.
And of course, we don't have someone to stand by, the playground, but we do have a duty that if you see something that's inappropriate, then we address
Right.
it.
I agree, definitely.
Thank you.
All right, Madam Mayor, that's all I had tonight. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn Parks Recreation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Like sign? Thank you, Madam Mayor, that's all we had.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I know we've gone over. Wow. So we will, we have other business, but we'll hand it under staff reports for item number 5. So we will adjourn this meeting and take a 5-minute recess and then come back. So we're starting our council meeting late, and I apologize. This meeting is adjourned.
Yeah, he's feeling a lot better. I don't got back to working out. Trying to eat, gain a little weight back.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you want me to put it in now? Is that what you're saying? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Ready? Okay.
What it is, they said they, Lord had these little blocks. I'm going out.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think I actually talked to you.
She may have left before I came in. She may have left before I came in.
Okay. I'm using the one, same one for this one and the computer. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay.
So tomorrow morning, since that's needed, so it'll be this one right here. And tomorrow we'll get that figured out.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, I think we got a good list so far, and,
We'll figure it out. If not, we'll restore it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mhm.
they're loving it. Yeah, they were happy to be tested. Good, how you doing? I don't think anything. I think they're just taking a chance. I mean, the teachers have all the classes, like the kids are set up around the room. They have to wear masks. They have to eat in class. And hot. Oh, no, it's not even registered. Yeah, they
I told them not to turn off anymore. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Slim white guys usually have yeah. I said, hey, man, I'm right here, baby.
It looks like it's
At the thing, I started getting a little tired. Everybody like, you need to get some.
Hello. Oh.
Nothing that would stop you on a regular day.
Put it in my backyard.
Oh, okay, good. Very good. That's exciting. Well, welcome back. Look forward to hearing from you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you and me both. Let's just move on to 2021.
Okay. I think we have all the council members back. We'll call to order the City of Douglasville's City Council regular meeting for tonight, which is August the 3rd. Our invocation will be done by Pastor Gene Fields of Heritage Baptist Church. Good evening, Pastor. And then our Pledge of Allegiance by Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation.
Let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Father, it's been an unusual day. It's had rain and storms, and Father, now has sunshine. That's kind of a reflection of life, Father. Our lives have storms and rain and sunshine, and you're in control of all of those, and you're a part of all of those. So, Father, we thank you for that. Father, we thank you that you are a God who is active in our lives and in our community. Father, I've been reminded just over the last few minutes of watching the work session of our council and mayor, Father, that they, on our behalf, make very tough decisions. And Father, I just pray for godly wisdom for them. Father, I thank you that they do have a passion for our community and the safety of our people. So Father, I just acknowledge that to you. Father, I ask prayers on all of our first responders, Father, and just continue to watch over them. Father, I'm mindful of our community, and Father, just remind our leadership, Father, remind me as a pastor in our community, Father, that we come together in love and under your guidance, Father. Father, thank you for the opportunity to pray to you tonight. Father, I just again ask blessings on this council and our mayor in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem, and thank you, Pastor Fields. We appreciate that invocation and recognition of the service that we are blessed to be able to do for the citizens. Thank you, sir. Announcements and presentations. So we don't have any outside of how we're going to run the meeting this evening, and I will read that information, and then we will move on with the agenda as presented. I'd like to welcome you again to the Douglasville City Council. This is a voting meeting. I'm Douglasville's Mayor, Rochelle Robinson, and tonight's meeting is being conducted in whole or in part by teleconference. Some or all, well, in this case, all of our elected officials and individuals for agenda items are wishing to comment during a public hearing, or comments from citizens and delegates will be allowed to do so via Zoom. I'll just go over, we have the wrong information in here. Let's see. Okay, that was for a meeting where it was just a Zoom. So I should know this by heart. But this is a legislative work session, so the agendas that we're going to address tonight have been discussed at our work session last Thursday, and those agenda items will be voted on this evening. Tonight's meeting is being conducted in whole or in part by teleconference, and the open meeting for Douglasville's council tonight is consistent with Official Code of Georgia, annotated section 50-14-1G, due to emergency conditions involving public safety in order to mitigate the transmission of coronavirus and to reduce the risk of COVID-19. That section, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows for local governments to meet in part or in whole teleconference in event of emergency, so long as means are afforded to the public to have simultaneous access to the teleconference meeting. For this meeting, we are convening partially by Zoom software, as shown on the city's website, describing how public may join, which is via YouTube. So we will vote this evening on the items that were discussed last week at our council meeting, and some of the, we ask that you would turn, if you have electronic devices, put those in silent mode or turn those off during the meeting so they will not be disruptive. And how we'll handle the meeting is this, that the chairperson The committee chairperson will read the item, then that person representing the agenda item or the applicant will make his or her presentation and to present new information that we did not hear last Thursday. Myself and council members will possibly ask questions. After that, the committee chairperson will ask for comments or statements from the audience. There is a maximum of 20 minutes for those to speak in favor and 20 minutes for those in opposition. And within those 20 minutes, each person has 5 minutes, or you can split up the time if you have more speakers. Prior to approaching the podium, please give us your name and address for the record. Prior to doing that, there is a card that you can fill out and hand to our Assistant City Clerk, Ms. Candace, in the back. And when you come to the podium, give us your name and address for the record so that we can have that. Each person has one opportunity to speak, and this meeting is not a question and answer or debate format. We're just here really to receive information to help us make our decisions. If you have printed material, we ask that you would please give that to our Assistant City Clerk, and she will pass it on to the council members. So now we will move on with the agenda, and we ask that you would keep all of your comments and presentations on a professional level to help us make our decisions. So we have the minutes for the legislative work session of July the 16th, 2020, and regular meeting of July 20th, 2020. That item is 20-339. I open the floor for a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve minutes as presented.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. We have a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns from council members as relates to the minutes? Any corrections? Thank you. I don't see any. All those in favor of approving the minutes as...
Second that motion.
Oh, I
Madam Mayor.
apologize. We have it's been properly moved and second. Mayor Pro Tem made the motion. Councilman Adams made the second. Any additional comments or questions? I apologize. Move fast. Thank you. Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The minutes are approved as presented. The consent agenda. We'll move on to item 6. I'm going to open the floor for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Councilman. It's been the motion to approve by Councilman Adams and second by Councilman Estes. Do we see any corrections, comments, or any further discussion as relates to the consent agenda from council members? I don't see any. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The consent agenda is approved. We'll move on with the agenda and continue to move through our committees. And item number 7 is Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Economic Development Committee at this time.
Thank you, sir. Move on to Finance Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
No business tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. Housing and Community Affairs Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No business under Housing and Community Affairs tonight.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Yes, ma'am, Madam Mayor. I have one item. Item A, adopt a resolution condemning racism and affirming the city commitment to civil rights for all. I would make a motion that we approve 20-323.
Thank you so much. The motion has been made by the chair, Councilman Davis, and seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller to approve item 20-323. Is there any further discussion as it relates to this item? Thank you. Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it unanimously. Item 20-323 is approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all I have today.
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. We'll move on to Personnel and Organization Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Personnel and Organization.
Thank you, sir. Planning and Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one item tonight. First of all, I need to make a motion to remove from the table item 20-291.
Second.
Thank you so much, Councilman Adams. The motion has been made to remove from the table item 20-338 by the chair, Councilman Adams, and it's been seconded by Councilman Estes. Do we have any further discussion as it relates to this item? All those in favor of removing this item from the table, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 20-338 is removed from the table.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Ms. I'm sorry,
Okay.
computer's behind here. Ms. Patrice Williams is going to handle item B for us, the one that we've just removed from the table.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams?
Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street. This item is actually for a preliminary plat, and so we are asking that no action be taken at this time because for preliminary plats, it can be taken care of administratively by the director. So, turns out it's a preliminary plat, and so we're asking that you not take any action on this item.
Any discussion or question? Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have tonight under Planning and Development Committee. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Williams, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on to Public Improvement and Beautification Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business this evening.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Miller. Public Relations Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes.
No business for public relations this evening. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilman Estes. Public Safety Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
No business at this time, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Councilman. Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee, chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Recreation, Cultural, and Tourism.
Thank you so much, Coach. We'll move on then to the next committee, which is Technology Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Technology Committee at this time.
Thank you, sir. Transportation Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley.
No business under transportation, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Burdanley.
You're welcome.
Other business, I know we had, we're going to take up our item from committees and staff reports. So do we have any other business to come before council tonight from council members?
Yes, Madam Mayor. I have
Yes,
just one question for our city manager, Ms. Hampton. The light that's on Malone Street that I think GDOT has fixed several times, I'm not sure why that light keeps continuing to go out. Not really go out, but it's just not changing. Can we just get someone to look at that again? The traffic was backed up over the weekend and today. It's just.
Is it the one that's right near Jesse Davis Park, or are you talking the one at Malone near the daycare and the Shell station?
Yeah, the one at Jesse Davis Park in Malone.
Okay, that one is temporary, so that one should come down. So, but I'll verify,
Okay.
I will verify it being fixed, but just to let you know that that's not gonna be there permanently.
Okay.
So that will come down.
All right, thank you.
I do have a question, Councilmember. I know this is transportation. So is that the one, is there a line that backs up?
Yes.
Because that's Mr.
Yes.
Pete Radigan called me
Yes.
about that light.
It is.
So it's temporary and that traffic will be able to flow soon?
When they open up the new route, that's gonna change. So it's temporary, but I will verify why, because I know Ms. Stanley has called several
they've
times
been
and we've
out
sent
there.
people out and it
Yeah.
keeps changing.
Keeps
So,
changing.
but I'll verify.
Okay.
Also, Ms. Hampton, the I don't know if you all remember, probably about right before COVID, the elderly couple that lives in Lake Ridge subdivision. So when you make a left onto Davis Drive, there's not a light there. I mean, there's not a street light. And at night, unless you are familiar with that, she said they almost had an accident. And it is very, very dark right there.
Councilman Davis, I know you and Mr. Roberts went on a ride along. Was that one of the things you had on your list? Okay. Yes, sir. All right, I'll verify what's the status of the light. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Dr. LaShawn Burdanley and Councilman Davis. Any other comments from council members, other business to bring up?
Madam Mayor, just wanted
Yes, sir.
to make sure that if there were folks in the audience, and I'm not sure because of the mask, I really can't recognize who is here, but we had under our consent agenda tonight where we had approved for Doris Road from Hospital Drive to Dearly Lane to be
Yes, sir.
renamed for Miss Cindy W. Chafin as Cindy W. Chafin Boulevard. If there's anyone within our midst tonight that had a comment or would like to say something about that, I just wanted to make sure we did give that opportunity because that was a consent agenda item rather than an individual voted item.
That's great. Thank you
Thank
so much, Councilman Adams. The family, are you here? Would you all like to say anything? You've been appointed to be the one, huh? The speaker. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Hi, thank you. My name's Luke Chafin, Douglasville and Winston native, but now of Rome, Georgia, but always will be from Douglasville. And I'm here with my sisters, Monica Rainwater, Michelle Dennis, and they're both of Winston still. And again, thank you for having us. I don't think I've been to so many city council meetings, and it's been fascinating. Certainly, when I lived here, I didn't get this opportunity. So this is obviously something that hits very close to home, very meaningful, and we just appreciate the opportunity, the responsiveness of the entire team that we've been talking to with Kristen and Ms. Hampton and just everybody, the councilwomen, the councilmen, you, Madam Mayor, we just really appreciate it. If I may just very briefly say that I never knew my grandfather, my mom's father, and he died 6-7 years before I was born. And he was brought to life through different stories and spiral-bound photo albums of newspaper clippings that sat on the shelves in the hallway in my grandmother's house over on Pinecrest Drive off of right by the lake on Rose Avenue. And so those things really helped paint the picture of who my grandfather was. But something else that was really cool that just made me beam with pride was every time that we drove across the railroad tracks and we passed by J. Domworth and Memorial Park. And for me, that just gave me so much pride in someone that I never got to know. And so, I think about with our family and with my mom, who's been gone now for 12, 13 years, obviously we've got our family that knew her and remembers her and keeps her alive for the next generation, but there are great grandchildren that she never got to meet, not in this life. And so for us, I think one of the hopes there is that it keeps her alive for us. And she told us before she died, she said, I don't want to be forgotten. I want to be remembered. And she I said this in the last meeting, like I think she might be like, she'd probably be like in the corner, like red face, like I can't believe you're naming a street after me kind of thing. But for us, it's just an incredible honor. And, obviously we can't think of anyone more deserving. And when we initially made the suggestions of the 3 different streets, this one it was our third choice for me personally because it was the most prominent. It's such a place of honor. And so it's like, for us, it's wow, right there at the courthouse where she spent so much of her time, and we spent a lot of time going there visiting her, and it's just going to be really cool and amazing for us to drive through that intersection that we all have driven through many times, and again, keep her memory alive, not just for us, but for other people that knew her. It's a testament not just to her, but the team at the courthouse that supported her for many years as she rose up through the ranks, as she dealt with cancer, and then a family of colleagues and coworkers that supported us as well. So I think for us that street is not just for her, but it's for her circle as well. So for all of us, if we weren't in a pandemic wearing masks, the audience would be filled with loved ones and family members, people who are following along on Facebook as we were sharing updates with them, people who are no doubt watching on YouTube right now. And I was trying to think of other places here in town that have streets named. I mean, we see a lot of names that we recognize that are settlers of the town, or just any number of notable families, just single family names that grace the street names here in Douglasville. And so for it to be specifically named Cindy W. Chafin, we're beaming with pride. I know she's looking down on us saying, Monty, Michelle, Luke, why did you do that? But we'll have that conversation with her later. And again, we are incredibly honored and honored for her, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's been such a blessing to be able to do that, to honor citizens in our community, like your mom, and like James W. Simpson is another citizen in the community that did a whole lot and made such an impact. And so we thank you for her life and her legacy, and we see her legacy right before us. And you're right, someone will drive down that street and may not know her and have to do a research project or something and figure out who she was, but your family will know and know that she's appreciated and made as a monument for everyone else to see and follow her example of giving back to the community. So thank you for the opportunity to even have this to do. And it was very easy. The council was so excited to do this. So I don't know if any other members want to say anything or not, but thank you, Councilman Adams, for bringing it to our attention so that we have given you the opportunity to say something.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, any other business to come before council from council members? I wanted to extend condolences to Councilmember Davis for the loss of his family member, Mr.
999, Godfathers.
Didn't want to say, but Mr. Herman Cain, who's a godfather of pizza, right?
Godfather Pizza.
So we extend our condolences to you and your family, and sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. But I want to say something exciting, too. So Councilman Davis was elected as Vice President of GMA District 3 for the West region. It says, Douglasville City Councilmember Sam Davis was elected Vice President of the Georgia Municipal Association's GMA District 3 West region during the association's virtual annual meeting on July the 2nd. In this role, Davis will serve as a liaison between GMA and municipal officials in GMA's District 3 West region. He will also attend GMA-sponsored events, including the association's annual convention, promote engagement in GMA activities and programs with the cities in the district, advocate for GMA legislative priorities, and share with GMA staff any needs and concerns of members' cities in his district. Created in 1933, GMA is the only state organization that represents municipal governments in Georgia. Based in Atlanta, GMA is a voluntary nonprofit organization that provides legislative advocacy, education, employee benefits, and technical consulting services to its members. GMA currently represents 537 cities in Georgia. So if you all don't mind, let's give Councilman Davis a hand. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I don't believe we have any other business, and we'll move on then to our updates from our city staff. Our city attorney, Mr. Dotson, is in here, so we'll go on to Chief Assistant City Attorney, Ms. Susan Littlefield.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Our Chief of Police, Chief Gary Sparks.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Looking sharp back there, Chief. Our City Manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Oh, okay. And staff reports, so we'll go back to number 5 that was on the committees, and Ms. Jackson, if you don't mind taking us through that item that was at our committee level, but we didn't have an opportunity to get to it. And I was trying to get this staff report regarding upcoming appointments and reappointments to several city boards and commissions.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Chelsea Jackson, 6695 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia. I'll give you a couple of seconds just to get back to the committee's meeting agenda with the attachments to it. But as you all know, over the past several months with the public health state of emergency, we were unable to appoint individuals or reappoint individuals to several boards and commissions that the city has. So currently, I'm before you today to just let you know that we have 11 appointments or reappointments, and I will go through these one by one, and I'll let you know the ones that staff is recommending a reappointment, as well as those that staff is recommending for you to interview for new individuals, because we do have individuals that are asking to step down. As it relates to, I'll just draw your attention to page 2, and the title reads Membership Expiration Schedule. As it relates to the first highlighted individual, Ms. Michelle Wright, of course, she announced her retirement. That individual that will be taking her appointment would be Ms. April McCowan. So I will have an agenda item regarding appointing Ms. April McCowan on the next round of meetings, and she'll serve that unexpired term unless you all would like to appoint another staff individual. But I did speak with Community Development Director Patrice Williams, and she is nominated Ms. April McCown to serve in that position. As it relates to the City of Douglasville Development Authority, you have 2 appointments that are currently open. You have Mr. Leslie Chu that's currently serving and Mr. Phil Sisk. Both individuals have served 1 term. I do work with those individuals one-on-one on the Development Authority, and they have been awesome individuals to work with. They are seeking reappointment, and there are no other individuals that are asking to be interviewed for the Development Authority. So if you all, at your will, I will also place an agenda item for next round of meetings for those 2 individuals as well to be reappointed. Moving on, for the Douglasville Convention and Conference Center Authority, we have 3 positions that are currently open. We have 2 individuals for post 5 and post 6, Mr. Wilbur Purvis and Mr. Willa Crook. Those 2 individuals are seeking reappointment. They have served 1 term. And then we'll have post 7, Ms. Angela Beasley. She is not seeking a reappointment, so we will have interviews coming up to replace or appoint an individual to post 7. As it relates to the Downtown Development Authority, we have 2 individuals that are still serving in those in that capacity, but Ms. Chandran Pemberton no longer wants to serve in that role. But Mr. Craig Bell, if you all remember, probably about 8 months ago, he did serve an unexpired term. So staff has recommended that he's appointed to a full term, and it will be a full term expiring March 22nd, 2024. But you all will have individuals to interview regarding post 5 to appoint someone in place of Ms. Chandran Pemberton. As it relates to Historic Preservation Committee, we did have an individual that vacated that position, and that position has been one of the hardest to fill, but we do have a couple of individuals that would like to come before you as it relates to being interviewed. So I will have those individuals come before you in upcoming weeks as well. And last, certainly not least, is the Planning Commission. We have Ms. April Streetman. She has served 1 term currently, and she is seeking for reappointment. And then that will be for a 5-year term expiring June 1st, 2025. And we currently don't have any individuals that wish to be appointed to the Planning Commission, but if you all would like to interview others, please send me their information and I will have them schedule an appointment as well for an interview. And lastly, a couple weeks ago, Mayor and Council, you all did establish the Public Arts Commission. So if you go back to page 1, there's a memo from myself, and it outlines the Public Arts Commission and the 7 posts. Post 1 has to be filled with an elected official. Councilmember Howard Estes has asked that he be nominated as it relates to filling that post. Or if anyone else would like to also be nominated as well. But I've only received comment from 1 council member as it relates to post 1. Post 2 has to be a CAC member, and the CAC has already voted to nominate Ms. Emily Leitner for that position, so you will see that placed on the agenda as well. The Downtown Development Authority and the Historic Preservation Commission, they haven't had a meeting yet to nominate anyone to come before you yet, but you will see that in the upcoming weeks once they, on their board, actually nominate individuals to come before you. As well as posts 5, 6, and 7 have to be City of Douglasville residents. I have received probably about 5 individuals that are interested to be on the Public Arts Commission. So I will bring those individuals before you to fill those 3 terms. So staff is recommending that all reappointments go before you all without interview, and then those individuals or those vacant positions, they will come before you with interviews from new individuals in the community.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Jackson. We have any comments or questions from council members? Oh, thank you so much. It's a great report. Do we have any other staff reports? Okay, do we have any comments from citizens and delegates? If you'd like to present to us, you can come into the microphone to the podium and give us your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to address us on information or topics that are germane to city business.
Hello, Madam Mayor.
Good evening.
My name is Marshall Phipps. My address is 79 Brookside Court in Villa Rica. Now, I came to give you all a general update regarding my efforts to bring the train back to Donner Park. Now, I was able to assemble a team as of today to meet the IRS recommended minimum for the nonprofit, so I will be filing paperwork with them soon, and as soon as I get that paperwork approved, I will submit it to all of you for the sake of clarity and transparency. And I've also went to the LaGrange Railroad Museum in Kentucky to get consultant advice on them and how they operate their museum. And the trip was quite helpful and also quite enjoyable as well. And hopefully soon I'll be able to make a little bit more leeway and give you some more updates regarding the paperwork. I am not sure how long it will take in terms of getting that paperwork approved, but I will let you all know at the earliest possible convenience.
Okay. You are the train conductor. Okay.
And everything is on track.
Ba-boom, boom. Psh. Okay, any other comments from citizens and delegates? Thank you. Well, not seeing any other, then this meeting is adjourned. Not having any other business. Meeting is adjourned.